And ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to tonight's broadcast featuring Marjorie Stoneman Douglas and Dillard High School Panthers. HSPN Sports bringing you the action live Friday night under the lights. We're featuring two great football teams tonight, folks. Ryan Stout bringing you the action here tonight from Cumber Stadium in Parkland, Florida. Glad you could be with us tonight. Once again, if this is your first time joining us, if you've joined us before, don't forget, the action is live all night long. We'll try and keep up with you during the broadcast in terms of what's going on in the Twitter feed. At HSPN Sports is the Twitter feed. At any point during in the broadcast, hit us up at HSPN Sports. Give you a shout out. We'll be checking out where you're tuned in from, as well as any shout outs, recommendations, what's going on in the broadcast. Just let us know at hspnsports.com. Also, watching us from all over the place. Watch HSPN, Bleacher.com, featuring the game tonight. Florida High School Football, which is FloridaHSFootball.com. FloridaGridironPreps.com, as well as taking you to the West Coast with HighSchoolFootballAmerica.com. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, tonight's feature broadcast. Two high-powered teams. Marjorie Stoneman Douglas coming into this game 1-1 on the season. Dillard Panthers coming into this 2-1 on the season. Douglas Eagles coming off a bye week. Captain's coming out right now, folks. We'll get this thing underway. Excited tonight, folks. Tonight will be our first rebroadcast of the night, of the season, I should say. 7 committed this year to Buffalo Wild Wings. Big shout out to them and the support for the Keeping Dreams Alive Foundation. So, hey, we'll see you after the game. If you're local, Coral Springs, come check us out over on Wiles and 441. We'll be there after the game for our first rebroadcast of the season. Captains made their way out. Glad we could feature two teams tonight. I'm glad we could feature once again Marjorie Stoneman Douglas. Coach May doing an absolutely great job.
For the coin toss for the Dillard Panthers, Stefan Zayas, Tyree McNeil, Jordan Wright, and Reginald Grant. For your Eagles, number 10, senior wide receiver Daquan Bailey Brown. Number 33, senior Daniel Crisatelli. Number 55, senior Courtney Douglas. And number 74, senior Corey Gaynor.
We're going to receive on the east end.
Did we win?
He just right away went to us, so I'm guessing we won and he shot it.
And as you can see, folks, Douglas back to receive the ball. See what they can do on offense first. On the offense side of the ball, leading the charge. Quarterback you're familiar with, Tyler Goodman. The junior quarterback will be starting the game for us tonight. Some featured athletes, Corey Gaynor, Courtney Douglas, Ezekiel Leclerc, Daquan Bailey Brown. All types of student athletes out here that are outstanding on the field and off the field, folks. It's going to be a good one tonight, folks. Ryan Stout bringing you the action here from HSPNSports.com. Glad we could be with you tonight. Glad we could bring another game under the lights here on Friday night. This is high school football game day. Just like we need it. At this point, I want to recognize those that made this broadcast possible tonight. Florida High School Football, FloridaHSFootball.com. City News Magazine. M&L Insurance. Remax and Vantage Realty. And Premier Networking Alliance, PNA. Thank you for your support of the Keeping Dreams Alive Foundation, as well as HSPNSports.com being able to feature these two teams tonight. All right, folks, we're going to do this the right way. Dillard Panthers kicking the ball off tonight. Have yet to take the field. And here come your Panthers, folks. And just FYI, folks, for those that have been with us before or just understand high school football in general, unfortunately, we do not have an official timekeeper tonight. Stoneman Douglas coming through clutch with a volunteer timekeeper, so you're just going to have to bear with us with the time and the score. Score is easy, pretty easy to keep up with, but no official timekeeper tonight, so we apologize in advance for the inconvenience, and hopefully if they had one, he'll show up. So, but that's what we have to work with. No hard feelings up here in the box. So.
Well, obviously, right. But I mean, if it's gotta be and running play, it keeps running. Yeah. Get 10 and 88 back.
All right. We got 10 and 28 back, you said?
88.
88, right.
Panthers set to kick off. And this one's underway here from Cumber Stadium here in Parkland, Florida. Daquan Bailey Brown, number 10,
Go!
on the kickoff return. And he's going to make his way into their own territory, just outside of their own 40-yard line. We're going to put it on their own 43-yard line. Number 15, Moses Prince on the tackle for the Panthers. All right, offense takes the field for Douglas. Goodman's going to lead the charge. Going to kick it off with an I formation. Two wide receivers. Flex out. From their own 43-yard line, folks, we got 1st and 10. And they're going to keep it on the ground. Little misdirection. Number 33, Daniel Crisatelli, on the first run of the play. First run of the game. That's going to be first down for the Eagles on the first play. Bringing them up into Panthers territory. Going to bring them to the Panthers' 41-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Eagles.
1st and 10 from the 41.
Goodman up under center. Two wide receivers flex to the far side of the field. I formation. They're going to keep it on the ground one more time to number 5 for Marjorie Stoneman Douglas, and he's going to make his way through that line. Riley Allison, number 5 for Marjorie Stoneman Douglas, making his debut out here on homecoming night, by the way, folks. Yes, it is homecoming night. For the Eagles, it's going to bring up another 1st down and 10 for the Eagles. 3rd play of the possession, and making some serious strides here for the Eagles. From their own 26. 1st and 10. Goodman in the I formation once again. They're going to keep it on the ground. Riley Allison going to make his way through the line. A short gain, but just enough to keep the marker moving.
Brought down by number 8, Derek Williams, and number 23, Taquan Williams.
It's going to be number 8, Derek Williams for the Panthers on the tackle.
2nd and 5, Eagles from the
2nd and 5
from the 30, 20.
for the Eagles on the Panthers' 20-yard line. Eagles once again in the I formation, sticking to what's working so far. First possession in the game. Remember, folks, first quarter, no score yet. They're going to keep it on the ground once again, and it's going to be an immediate stop. Riley Allison, number 5, once again for the Eagles. He's going to be the running back on the play. Short gain, if any. Bring up a 3rd down. Third and about 3 for the Eagles. Goodman in the shotgun position. 4 wide receivers flexed. He's joined the backfield with 1 running back. Goodman looks. And they're going to do a quick draw play. 24, Matil Melvins on the run. And that's going to be a 1st down for the Eagles.
first and 10 from about the 13.
That's going to bring up first and 10 from the Panthers' 13-yard line. Goodman up under center once again. I formation. 24 right up the middle once again. Melvin's on the run.
24, Matil Melvins. Good run, gets close to the goal line.
That's going to bring him up to the Panthers' goal line.
That's first and goal, Eagles.
First and goal for the Eagles. Here once again, first possession for the Eagles. Still in the first quarter, 0-0 score. Goodman's going to take it on his own. And that's going to be an Eagles touchdown here on their homecoming night, folks. Tyler Goodman, first points on the board for the Eagles. 6-0. Eagles over the Panthers. Finding an extreme amount of success here on the ground.
Jared Hollander on the field for the
Riley Allison leading the charge on the ground, as well as Matil Melvins, number 24. Both running backs doing an outstanding job here on the first possession in the first quarter of play. Field goal team, extra point, making their way out, and we got a flag on the play. We're going to have encroachment against the Panthers.
Last 2 games, both times we did that for Anthony. Really? That's cool. That was a heck of a drive.
And flags once again on the field.
Again, the kick was good, but there are flags on the
Kick was good. Flags on the field. And it looked to be encroachment on the Panthers once again. It looks to be as the offense takes the field. They're going to take their chances with the offense once again. See if they can get 2 points out of this extra point. High formation for the Eagles. Goodman once again is going to use his legs and his abilities to get in the end zone.
That's another 2 points for
2-point conversion, successful. Folks, Douglas Eagles leading the way, 8 points here in their homecoming game over the Dillard Panthers. First quarter of play, score 8-0. From Cumber Stadium here in Parkland, Florida, we thank you for joining us here tonight on HSPNSports.com or wherever you may be joining us. Remember, you can watch HSPN all over the place. Bleacher.com, FloridaHSFootball.com, HighSchoolFootballAmerica.com, FloridaGridironPreps.com. Don't forget, Twitter feed is active, folks. When we get a chance to look down, we will get to that Twitter feed. At HSPN Sports is the handle. Don't be shy. Hit us up. Any type of shout-outs, whatever it may be. We're glad you could join us here tonight. Ryan Stout bringing you the action. Eagles set back to kick it off. First quarter of play. The Dillard Panthers offense gets a shot at the field. And whistles are blown. Flags are down. Let's see what we got. That's going to be offsides against the kicking team.
I always thought they could decline it. Why couldn't they decline it if they had a good run? Guess we're not allowed. I guess they figure you get a head start if you kick somebody's butt.
Yeah.
It's 24 and 21 back. 24 and 21.
Was that 5 yards, 10 yards?
5.
Yeah. That was a 5-yard penalty. We're going to do it again.
That's going to be a 5-yard penalty against the Eagles. Once again, set back to kick here to Dillard Panthers. And a fantastic kick with no return for the Panthers. Panthers are going to come out to their own 20-yard line. It's going to be a touchback, and their offense is going to get a shot for tonight's game. Once again, folks, homecoming game tonight for the Douglas Eagles. You know what that means. Homecoming, usually a game you're expected to win. A great crowd here tonight here at Cumber Stadium. A lot of action. Band's out. Cheerleaders are out. Parents are happy. It's a great night to play football, folks. All right, here we go. Quarterback in the shotgun position. 4 wide receivers. From their own 20-yard line, quarterback looks to the near side of the field, and he's going to have a wide receiver wide open here on the sideline.
81 down by 7.
It's going to be number 81. That's going to be Timothy Scipio on the reception, number 81. It's going to bring them out to their own 36-yard line, folks. Panthers starting it off the right way. First possession here for the Panthers here in the first quarter. 8-0, Douglas leads.
26 in the backfield?
Yeah.
Quarterback once again in the shotgun position. He's going to look to the near side of the field. Just a quick turnaround pass, number 81. That's going to be Timothy Scipio once again on the reception. Quarterback in for the Panthers is Francois for tonight. 6'1", 185-pound junior. Francois using his abilities in the air. Once again, the shotgun position. 4 wide receivers flexed out. And we got some whistles blown and a penalty flag on the field. That's going to be a false start against the Panthers. That will be a 5-yard penalty, and the Panthers will repeat second down. Second about 7 here for the Panthers. Francois leading the charge here for the offense. Have yet to see the run game, but don't be surprised here, folks. Francois has some speed on him. It's going to be a quick screen. Ooh, and a big-time hit by the Douglas Eagles. That's going to be Jamal Polycarp, the defensive back, making the big-time stop. Quick screen, bubble screen, to the near side of the field, and it's going to be stopped short by Polycarp. It's going to bring up a 3rd and about 8 for the Panthers here in the first quarter of play. Francois once again in the shotgun position. 4 wide receiver set. Eagles going to call first time out of the game, and as they take a timeout, we will take some time to recognize those that made this broadcast possible tonight. Florida High School football, City News Magazine, M&L Insurance, Remax and Vantage Realty, and Premier Networking Alliance. We thank you for your support of the Keeping Dreams Alive Foundation and the student athletes participating in tonight's game. Once again, folks, we thank you for joining us here tonight on HSPNsports.com. Also, this special feature is being featured on Coral Springs TV, which is the city TV. So, hey, if you're local and you're not here tonight out in Cumber Stadium over here in Parkland, not too far for us local Coral Springs folk, but you can check it out on Advanced Cable, channel 99, as well on UVerse. So, back to live action. Francois, quarterback for the Panthers. He'll lead the charge. 4 wide receiver set once again from their own 45-yard line. 44. Francois looks to the near side of the field. He's going to dump it off to his running back, and his running back's going to make quite the gain. And depending on the spot, which it is, that's going to be a first down for the Panthers. Once again, folks, first down from the Douglas Eagles 41-yard line. First quarter of play, 8-0, Douglas leads. Trips to the far side of the field. Francois in the shotgun position. Francois going to look down the middle of the field. He's going to take a single wide receiver set, and that's going to be Timothy, once again, the intended wide receiver, looking for the one-on-one matchup, and is unsuccessful. 2nd and 10 for the Panthers in Eagles territory.
I'd like to remind you that we're going to have some special activities at halftime honoring our Douglas Eagles championship baseball team. That's a water break. Water break.
First water break of the game. Once again, first quarter of play. Only 2 possessions thus far. First possession for the Eagles. They came in, drove it down the field, 8 points on the board, led by both running backs. Riley Allison, number 5. He's a junior, 5'11", 195 pounds. And Melvin Mattil, the senior running back, 5'9", 180 pounds. 2-point conversion after 2 penalties will be the quarterback, Tyler Goodman, on a quarterback sneak. Eagles leading the way here on homecoming night. Once again, great crowd here in Cumber Stadium. Glad you could be with us tonight. 2nd down and 10 for the Panthers. Trips to the far side of the field for the Panthers. Francois in the shotgun position. They're going to keep it on the ground this play. No gain on the play for the Panthers. First time running the ball. Number 26, Williams, on the carry for the Panthers. And the tackle made by number 33, Daniel Crisatelli. And number 55, Courtney Douglas. 2 senior captains for the Eagles. 4 wide receiver set. Panthers got 3rd down and 10 here in Douglas territory. Eagles showing blitz. Francois going to look to the far side of the field. He's going to dump it off to his running back. It's going to be just outside of his reach. 26, Williams, incomplete. That's going to bring up a 4th and 10 here for the Panthers, and special teams will take the field here in Douglas territory. Once again, first quarter of play, 8-0, Douglas. Quick time update, 5:04 on the clock. 5:04 for the clock. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, unfortunately couldn't find an official timekeeper, so Douglas so graciously brought up a volunteer timekeeper tonight, folks. So we will give you the time sporadically, but once again, we're here in the first quarter of play. 4th and 10 for the Panthers in Eagles territory. Douglas back to receive. And going to be a big-time snap over the Panthers' head. Punter's going to try and make up for it, and it's going to be a big-time stop and a big-time opportunity for the Douglas Eagles. Offense going to make the way. Tyler Goodman, number 1, leading the charge tonight, junior quarterback. 2nd possession for the Eagles here in the first quarter of play. First and 10 from the Panthers' 37-yard line. I formation. It's where they've found the most success thus far. Goodman's going to keep it on the ground. Little misdirection. Crisatelli, number 33, is the running back on the play. Big-time play. It's going to bring it up to the 20-yard line. and a first down for the Eagles. Way in Panthers territory.
They got a flag down now. Holding against the offense.
Unfortunately, got a flag on the field after a big-time play. It's going to be holding on the offense, and that's going to bring the Eagles back.
That's going to be a 5-yard penalty, and we're going to have to do it again.
5-yard penalty.
I don't think it was 5. It was holding downfield.
Oh, it's holding.
So it's actually
it was downfield.
Yeah,
From spot of the foul.
exactly.
Excuse me. The spot foul. I formation. Goodman up under center.
He's passing.
And he's looking down the field to see what he can do with his arms. He's going to let it go, folks. Wide receiver open down the field and just outside of the reach. The intended wide receiver.
Brings 2nd and 14. Number 8, Derek Williams on the coverage for the Panthers.
Can't ruin this position.
That was a pretty sporty throw by.
Yeah, a little bit. He was a little greedy there. He got let go of it too early. Yeah, too early. Get back to it later.
All right. 2nd and 14 from the 41.
Second and 14 from the 31-yard line. Or excuse me, 41-yard line. Goodman, once again, is going to take his chances down the field.
88.
The intended wide receiver is number 88 for Douglas, and that's going to be outside of his reach. Ty Lito, the intended wide receiver, number 88. That's going to be incomplete. That's going to bring up a third down for the Eagles in Panthers territory. And a quick update, folks. Got scores in the box. First quarter, Jackson, 0. Cardinal Gibbons, 7. First quarter for the Panthers against Westchester. That score's tied 7-7. Also first quarter, North Broward Prep against Oxbridge. That's a 7-0 score, North Broward Prep. And the final for Chaminade over Everglades, 50 Chaminade, Everglades 6. Score update from our team back at home. Appreciate it. Goodman's going to take his chances once again down the field. And it's going to be once again way outside of the reach of his wide receivers. Almost picked off by a Panther. And what thought Douglas was going to use that momentum after that punt. They will send out the special teams as well.
42 going to kick.
42 back to kick for the Eagles.
85 back. 85. Front. He's got it up front.
And it's going to be a fake punt. My goodness, folks. And a fake on a play, and a great, outstanding job by the Panthers defense. Brought down by the Panthers, but hey, taking a risk here early in the game, first quarter of play. Douglas taking a chance. I'm not going to lie, I love to see that, folks. 8-0 score. Douglas still leading the Panthers.
Well, no, I guess he need about 4. You need to get to 27.
Panthers ball at about the 32.
From the Panthers' own 32-yard line, they're going to bring out 1st and 10. Offense led by Francois, number 12, the 6-foot, 185 junior quarterback for the Panthers. Francois in the shotgun position. 2 wide receivers flexed out, and it looks that they're going to keep it on the ground.
Get it.
Going to see if he can stretch the play outside.
Who's that, 21?
And it's going to be a short gain on the play,
Number 21, George Golden.
if any.
Gain of about 3 yards.
Gain of about 3 yards for the Panthers, keeping it on the ground here.
Brought down by number 88, Ty Luzio, number 50, Dion Lawrence.
3:30 on the clock and running here in the first quarter of play. Once again, 8-0 for the Eagles. Panthers sending trips to the near side of the field.
26 is back in the backfield.
Francois looks to the trip side. And the pass is going to be incomplete to the intended wide receiver. What seemed to be a quick shot over the linebacker. A little too quick. Wide receiver not ready for the ball. It's going to bring up 3rd and 7 for the Panthers. Trips once again to the near side of the field. Francois leading the charge for the Panthers.
Skip, is that 26 though?
It's 26 in the back, yeah.
Francois going to look to the single set wide receiver. Take his chances. The DB fell. And he's going to make his way down the field and into Douglas Eagles territory, folks. What an outstanding play. Number 18, the intended wide receiver. And that's going to be Oliver, number 18, for the Panthers. Going to be a big-time pickup for the Panthers. And there's going to be also some dirty laundry on the field. It's going to be holding against the Eagles, so going to be declined, and they're going to make their way down into Eagles territory. What looks to be probably this 2 or 3 yard line.
In the backfield. I'm surprised the quarterback hadn't done anything yet. He's under center now, though.
And Francois is going to get up under center here on Douglas's probably 2 yard line. And he's going to try and power his way through. Folks, we're going to wait for a sign. The quarterback keeper is unsuccessful for the touchdown. And as I'm looking out here on the field, they're bringing in the beef package. Corey Gaynor, number 74. Let's see what the Panthers have going. They're going to keep it on the ground. Running back's going to try and go up and over. I think there's a fumble on the play, folks. There's a fumble on the play. The Eagles will recover. My goodness, folks. Eagles recover in crunch time. A goal line stance, folks. Running back tries to make his way over the top of the pile, and the beef package isn't going to let it go. Offense takes the field for the Eagles. 8-0 still here. The Douglas Eagles lead here in the first quarter of play. 2:08 on the clock. And the Eagles are going to get a touchback, giving them some great field position. Eagles offense take over. Let's see what they can come up with, folks. Goodman up under center. We're going to have I formation once again. They're going to keep it on the ground. Number 5, Riley Allison's going to make his way down the field. And an outstanding run by Allison, bringing them to their own 35-yard line. Going to bring up a 1st and 10 for the Eagles. .151 on the clock. Goodman up under center. Allison motions to the far side of the field. And Douglas is going to keep it on the ground one more time. Melvin Mattil on the carry, folks. Big time gain. And the chains will move once again. Bring up a 1st down for the Eagles. First and 10 for the Eagles. Goodman up under center. In their own territory. Going to keep it on the ground one more time. Riley Allison is stopped in the backfield, folks. Quick score update from around town. Miami Northwestern, Senior High School, American Heritage, Del Rey, 0-0 in the second quarter of play. Atlantic High School and Glade Central, 0-0 in the second quarter. Marathon High School takes on Pinecrest. Pinecrest up 14 points in the second quarter. And Palmer Trinity and Faith Christian Academy.
35.
It's going to be a 0-0 score in the first quarter of play. Brandon Huff, number 35.
Number 9.
On the carry, the junior. Getting a chance at the running back position. Listed as fullback and linebacker. 6 foot, 190, the junior.
Is that the quarter? Yep.
And that's going to be the quarter. Here from Cumber Stadium, folks, we thank you for joining us tonight here on HSPNsports.com. Ryan Stout bringing you all the action here tonight from South Florida. And just love being under the lights, folks. Once again, don't forget, Twitter feed is active. When we get a chance, we'll promise you we'll get down to the Twitter feed. At HSPN Sports is the handle. Hit us up. Any shout-outs, where you're watching from. We love to interact with you all. Watch HSPN all over the place. We thank all our viewers and our strategic partners streaming tonight's game all over the nation, regionally, locally, and even internationally. Bleacher.com, FloridaHSFootball.com, FloridaGridironPreps.com, and HighSchoolFootballAmerica.com. We thank you for making this game go viral tonight. Shout out to those that made this broadcast possible. Florida High School Football, City News Magazine, M&L Insurance, Remax and Vantage Realty, and Premier Networking Alliance. We thank you for your support of the Keeping Dreams Alive Foundation, as well as the student-athletes participating in tonight's game. Back to live action here at the second quarter of play. Eagles still lead the charge. Offensive possession, 8-0 on the scoreboard. Eagles are up. Big-time run by Riley Allison once again. He's the running back of choice tonight.
99.
Between number 5 and number 24, Melvin Mattil, excuse me. Hope I'm not butchering that, but Mattil and Riley making a statement tonight on the ground. Second and about 4 to go for the Eagles in Panthers territory.
They got one guy in the backfield.
Two wide receiver set to the near side of the field. Goodman's going to keep it on the ground one more time. Riley Allison is the running back. And it's a big-time first down pickup by Allison. Ground game seems to be working best for the Eagles tonight. Why stop? Driving down the field. First possession for the Eagles in the second quarter of play. Panthers backed up in their own territory, struggling to figure out how to stop this running game. Two wide receiver set to the near side. Goodman up under center. Going to keep his chances. Brandon Huff, number 35, is the intended running back. Short gain by the Eagles. Going to bring up a second down. And about 6. I formation set for the Eagles. Goodman's going to take his chances in the air. And just outside of the reach, once again, is a wide receiver. Goodman struggling to connect with his wide receivers tonight. Also, folks, there's a flag on the field. Quick score update. North Broward Prep taking on Key West. North Broward Prep in the first quarter is up 7-0. Coral Springs Charter takes on Westminster Academy. In the first quarter, it's a tie game, 7-7. Hallandale High School takes on Stranahan High School tonight. In the first quarter of play, Hallandale up by 7. And Dunbar High School and Lely High School, excuse me if I butchered that, that's Dunbar up 10 points over Lely in the first quarter of play. Number 5, back to live action, folks. Riley Allison, the running back. Allison's going to pick up a short gain, but not enough for the first down. That's going to bring up a 4th and still about 6 yards, folks. Looks like the field goal team is taking the field. They're going to take their chances with their kicker.
Who's the kicker? What you need?
Jared Hollander is the kicker for Douglas Eagles. About a 37-yard field goal.
Why'd you have a clock stop?
He stopped something. He's doing something.
Oh, you doing something?
Something's going on.
You're trying to get some people out of there or something.
Somebody must be doing flash photography or something.
Yeah, they should have never stopped. We got lucky there.
Quick stoppage of play. Seems to have a fan doing some flashing laser pointers in the stands. All right, Hollander back to kick. It's up. And it's no good, folks. Still 8-0 on the board for the Eagles. Still leading the charge here on their homecoming night in Cumber Stadium. Friday night under the lights. Doesn't get much better than this. Panthers offense takes the field led by quarterback Francois, the 6-foot junior, having a decent night tonight in the air. Going to kick it off in their own territory. 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Four wide receivers set for Francois. Francois looks to the far side of the field, going to take his chances with the one wide receiver. My goodness, folks. If I just saw what I saw. Almost saw an Odell Beckham catch out here. One-handed, but it's going to come up incomplete.
Anybody got a radio up here?
I do.
I think Chris is trying to talk to you.
Chris, what do you need?
Excellent. 9:20?
Yeah.
Sure.
Francois, four wide receivers set.
No use of laser lights. Laser pointers are
Francois is going to keep it on the ground to the running back. This time it's going to be a big-time stop for the Eagles defense. Going to bring up a 3rd down, and I want to say about 10.
6 down by 58.
And it might be a loss of yards, folks. Maybe 1 yard, a no gainer. 3rd down, 20-yard line.
3rd and 10 Panthers.
Douglas showing blitz. Francois steps back. Going to be a big-time blitz and stop. Going to be thrown around by the Douglas Eagle. Oh, my goodness, folks.
33.
That's going to be Daniel Crisatelli on the stop. Just going to swing the quarterback, Francois, around in circles. Big-time stop for the Eagles. 4th down. And about 13 for the Panthers. Last time we saw, folks, the punting team for the Panthers, the snap went right over the head of the punter. Huge momentum swing for the Eagles. Still up 8-0 here in the 2nd quarter of play.
Is that 28 back to kick?
Yeah.
And it looks to be a timeout on the field. And as they take a timeout, we will take some time to recognize those that make the stream go viral tonight. You can watch HSPN all over the place. Bleacher.com, Florida High School Football, FloridaHSFootball.com, FloridaGridironPreps.com, and HighSchoolFootballAmerica.com. Thank you for your support of HSPN and broadcasting these games, making these things go viral. HSPN Sports, at HSPN Sports is the Twitter handle. Hit us up, give us a shout out. Scores and updates, everything that's going on Friday night. You can check it out with us. At HSPN Sports is the dial. Quick score update. Boynton Beach, Cardinal Newman. Cardinal Newman leads Boynton Beach 14-0 in the second quarter. Kings Academy, 14 points over Coral Shores in the second quarter. Glade Central Community High School is beating Atlantic High, the Eagles, in the second quarter, 7-0. And Pinecrest is up over Marathon High School, 20 points in the second quarter of play. Once again, punting. Panthers are back. It's going to be a short, wobbly one, but a pretty decent bounce. And Daquan Bailey Brown is the punt returner, and he's going to get a short gain. Eagles take over on offense in their own territory. Once again, 8-0 here in the second quarter of play. 7:48 on the clock and counting. Homecoming night here for the Eagles. A big one for them to win. They come out on top. Halftime festivities and after-game festivities. So, once again, big shout-out to Buffalo Wild Wings for hosting the rebroadcast, the first official rebroadcast tonight after the football game. So, if you're local here in Coral Springs, come out and join us after the football game. We're going to be watching the game. Eating some chicken wings and all that good stuff. Goodman in the shotgun position. He's going to have trips to the far side of the field. Goodman looks to the sideline for the play call. Been successful on the ground majority of the night. We'll see what they come up with here. Goodman is going to look to the far side of the field. Quick screen to the outside. And we got some flags on the field. And that's number 10, the receiver, Daquan Bailey Brown. Flag on the play. We'll find out. And I think it might be a block in the back. It's going to be a legal block in the back by the Eagles. First and forever for the Eagles. Once again, it's a legal block in the back. Wide receiver was Daquan Bailey Brown. First and 18 for the Eagles in their own territory. Goodman in the shotgun position. Trips to the near side of the field. Goodman looks to the trip side. He's going to make the pass, and first time complete tonight for Goodman. And that's going to be Daquan Bailey Brown on the reception. Big time gain, but not enough for the first down. 2nd and 6 for the Eagles here in their own territory. Second quarter of play. Eagles lead the Panthers 8-0. Goodman once again in the shotgun position. Trips to the far side. Goodman's going to look to the trip side. He's going to let it go, see what he can do. Just outside. Incomplete pass. Intended for number 10, Daquan Bailey Brown once again. 6:32 on the clock and counting here in the second quarter of play. 3rd and about 5 for the Eagles. Goodman looks to see his wide receivers. He's going to take a chance, and it's going to be incomplete.
88, 3 on the coverage.
Ty Litio, the intended wide receiver, is going to come up incomplete, and a 4th down for the Eagles in their own territory.
85 back.
Eagles set to punt the ball to the Panthers. It's up.
Better get out of the way.
Can be end over end, and quite the bounce for the Eagles.
Inside Panthers territory.
And that's going to be an outstanding punt by the Eagles. A great bounce.
Water break, you guys ready?
Panthers going to take it from their own 11-yard line. They're going to take a water break, folks. And we're going to do a quick update on scores around town. Spanish River Community High School, the Sharks, and Boca Raton Community High School. It's in the second quarter. Score 0-0. South Broward High School takes on MacArthur, the Mustangs. South Broward up 7 points, 7-0 in the second quarter. Oxbridge Academy takes on West Orange High School, 13-0 here in the second quarter. Palmer Trinity takes on Faith Christian Academy, 0-0 in the first quarter of play. Once again, folks, scores update not only here, but also at HSPN Sports, the Twitter handle.
I need you to make noise and go crazy on the count of 3. If you are proud to represent Douglas Eagles, I need everybody to go crazy on the count of 3. And my beautiful cheerleaders, they're going to be giving out a whole bunch of shirts repping the Hits 97.
Panthers take from their own territory. Trips to the near side of the field.
Go crazy!
And they're going to quick dish it out to the far side of the field.
Don't forget, you can check out the DJ Last Morning Show Monday through Friday on the New Hits 97.3, 5 a.m. to 10 a.m. You can check me out tomorrow night, Saturday night, 7 p.m. till midnight. My name is Al P. Now we're going to keep on rocking. There's a water break. We're going to have a good time. We're going to spread love, nothing but love right now. Now, are you having a good time? If you repping Douglas, make some noise!
Francois
I need
in the
everybody
shotgun
to repeat
position.
after me. Everybody to repeat after me.
2nd and 10. Deep in their own territory. Francois going to look deep down the field. Take his chances to the wide receiver just outside of the hands of his wide receiver. Incomplete for the Panthers. Going to bring up a 3rd down deep in their own territory. And there's going to be a flag on the play.
Who's the white hat?
And that's going to be a pass interference on the defense.
Going by him. I'm burnt. The guy just threw his arms up.
Trips to the near side of the field. That's going to be a big-time first down for the Panthers. Defense pass interference. They're going to keep
Line up the middle, 26.
on the ground. Number 26 is the running back. Williams on the carry.
22 and 99.
Short gain, but enough to make the stick move. That's going to bring up 2nd down here for the Panthers in their own territory from their own 30-yard line. Once again, trips in the near side of the field. Francois leading the charge for the Panthers here in their possession. Quick pass out to the far side. Single set, wide receiver, and that's going to be complete. And that's going to bring up 1st down for the Panthers. Chains are moving. Still in their own territory. Second quarter of play, once again, 8-0. Douglas leads.
First down.
4:37 on the clock and counting here in the second quarter of play. Once again, folks, homecoming. We're going to keep it interesting. Halftime. Homecoming festivities. So if you know anybody on the homecoming court, on the Eagles side, give them a shout out. Trip to the near side, Francois. And that's going to be a flag on the play. They're going to stop play.
Flag on that play. False start against the Panthers.
That's going to be a false start against the Panthers.
That's a 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
They're going to repeat first down, and going to be about 1st and 15 to go for the Panthers.
First and 15 from their own 38.
Francois looks down the field.
Number 4 this way.
Number 4 on the reception, and it's going to be a big-time gain
88.
by the Panthers.
Down by 88.
Pass to number 4, Abdul Leva is giving up the Panthers first down. Brought down by number 88, Ty Hitu.
.3:30 on the clock here in the second quarter. First half of play, the Panthers are driving into Eagles territory. And that's going to be a timeout on the play. As they take a timeout, we too will take a timeout and recognize those that made this broadcast possible tonight. Florida High School Football, City News Magazine, M&L Insurance, Remax, and Vantage Realty, and Premier Networking Alliance. We thank you for your support of the Keeping Dreams Alive Foundation, as well as the student athletes participating in tonight's game. You're watching live high school football here on HSPNSports.com. Ryan Stout bringing you the action. We thank you for joining us from wherever you are. Thank all of our strategic partners for making this thing go viral tonight. Even, folks, we got 15 fans in the stadium watching the game right now. So
First and 10 Panthers from the 40.
1st and 10 for the Panthers from the Eagles' 40-yard line. Clock is running, closing out this first half. Francois is going to take it deep down the field, in and out of the hands of the intended wide receiver. My goodness, folks. That is number 4, Abdul. My goodness, folks. That was on the verge of being first points for the Panthers.
Didn't look like he reached out.
2nd and 10 for the Panthers in Douglas territory. Clock is running.
I think he was expecting a watermelon.
Yeah, did he think that was going to turn into his hands? Or just
I don't know. I guess he thought he was.
Bird?
I mean, he even looked like he slowed down. Like, buddy, this is mine.
That should have been a touchdown right there. Nice pass. Not going to get much better delivery than that. Definitely yardage.
2nd and 10 for the Panthers. They're going to look to see what they can do downfield once again. They're going to go back to the same play, folks.
Number 4, Leva, once again. Number 88, Ty Hitu on the coverage.
Challenging the Douglas Eagles secondary, but have not found any success. 8-0. Panthers going to take a timeout here.
Did we just call that timeout?
Once again, folks, Twitter feed is active. You're getting a chance right now to look down. First time tonight.
Yeah, so they know it, right.
Got a lot of viewers in from the state, as well as international viewers.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's school board. Come on now.
Davies tuned in tonight.
That's what that is.
Once again, 15 fans from the stadium. Winter Springs, Port St. John.
Never runs you up here. They run. Play right here. Well, they're going to go for it on 4th, I guess.
And all over internationally. Folks, we got France tuned in tonight. Even Ukraine, folks.
3rd and 10
Good night tonight to watch high school football under the lights here on HSPN Sports. Once again, the Twitter feeds at HSPN Sports. We thank you for tuning in, especially the fans that are tuned in from the stadium. And it looks like we're going to get another timeout on the field by Douglas. As they take a timeout, we too will take a timeout. Ryan Stout bringing the action here on HSPN Sports. We'll be right back with you. And we're back to live action here in Cumber Stadium.
Back to action. It's going to be 3rd and 10.
3:32 on the clock and counting here in the first half of play. 8-0 Douglas Eagles lead. Panthers trying to find success in the air. Francois going to look downfield. It's going to be a quick out to the far side of the field. Missed tackle by the Eagles, and they're going to make their way deep into Eagles territory.
They check down to that every time they come out and blitz.
Base, you gotta go base, you gotta go base. Base. Why is Miles? Why did Zeke?
Almost threw the ball away.
Trips this side, trips this side. Trips.
First and 10 in Eagles territory. Francois looks to the far side of the field. It's going to be a one-on-one matchup, and the Panthers are going to go up and come down with it. Touchdown, Panthers.
Touchdown pass to number 18, Rice Oliver.
They go for 2 now.
Rice Oliver, number 18, the intended wide receiver, is going to score the first points for the Panthers tonight. Extra point team makes their way out to the field.
Doesn't matter, touchdown.
8-6. Eagles still lead in this first half of play.
28 and a kick. Why? I don't know.
I'm a little confused on this.
Quick update, folks. Halftime scores from around the state are coming up. Stay with us as we go into halftime. We'll get you scores from around the state. Stay tuned with us. Once again, 8 points, Douglas. 6 points, Panthers. First point of the night for the Panthers. Finding success in the air with wide receiver Oliver. And they're going to take a timeout once again on the field. That's going to be a timeout
Dillard.
against the Panthers.
You ain't gonna do without these windows open, but anyway, do some what? Don't even be cold right in front of it. Yes.
Still on to kick? Not going to kick?
Yeah, 28.
Okay. What's the time?
3:16.
All right. That was
3:16
last time I called time was 3:32. That was 16.
on the clock. Extra point team for the Panthers. Field goes up. And it's through the upright, folks. 8-7.
Douglas 8, Dillard 7.
Douglas leads the charge here in Cumber Stadium here on homecoming night. Once again, 3:12 on the clock.
He did a good kickoff.
Just leading into the first half. Once again, we thank you for joining us here tonight here on HSPN Sports. HSPN.com, wherever you may be joining us from, nationwide, regionally, locally. And we hope to see you after the game tonight. Rebroadcast. First official one will be at Buffalo Wild Wings after the game tonight. We hope to see you if you're local. Come join us, eat some chicken wings, watch the game. Panthers set back to kick it. Kick is up. And we are back underway here from Cumber Stadium. And a big time stop. Number 6, Matt Caby. On the return, there's going to be a flag down on the play. First and 10 from the 25-yard line so far. It's going to be a personal foul against the Eagles. First and 10, we're going to find out field position real quick. What started out on their own 25. I should say close to their 25. Is now on their own 14-yard line. Goodman leading the charge for the offense. I formation. They're going to keep it on the ground. Riley Allison, number 5, is the running back. Short gain on the play.
5 down by 7.
It's going to bring up a 2nd and 7 yards to go for the Eagles. High formation for the Eagles. 2nd and 7. They're going to keep it on the ground once again. Riley Allison, the running back, number 5. Short gain, if any. It's going to bring up a 3rd and about 3 yards for the Eagles. Third and 3 for the Eagles, deep in their own territory. Goodman is going to keep it on the ground once again. Riley Allison is the running back of choice this series. Short gain, if any, and I think it's a no gain, folks. 4th down and 3. See what Coach May is going to do. And from the looks of it,
Tonight's game is the HSPN Game of the Week and will be rebroadcast this evening following tonight's game at Buffalo Wild Wings.
yeah.
In Coconut Creek.
It was 3 and change.
So if you'd like to join us after the game, watch our special homecoming game again. That game will be rebroadcast tonight, courtesy of HSPN Broadcasting at Buffalo Wild Wings.
The Eagles back to punt in their own territory.
Don't touch it. Now touch it. Down by number 5.
And it's going to be down
By number 5, Riley Allison.
by number 5, Riley Allison. Saying a lot of his name tonight. Is one of the running backs of choice. 39 seconds on the clock
39 seconds left in the half.
in the first half. Once again, folks, this is homecoming for the Eagles. So kick back, relax when we get into halftime. And you can enjoy the visual experience of what happens during homecoming.
Our very own Stoneman Douglas Eagle Regiment Marching Band will be performing a very special show
not just football action out here tonight. Band will be performing, as well as homecoming. If you haven't witnessed a homecoming in a long time, this one is one to watch. Packed house tonight here in Cumber Stadium, here in Parkland, Florida. Big shout out to the Eagles for letting us come out tonight and putting them in the spotlight. Panthers offense in Eagles territory. Francois at the quarterback position. He's been leading the charge tonight. He's going to feel some pressure. He's going to find his way outside the pocket. He's going to try his way down the field, and it's going to be complete to number 13, DeAndre Jones, for the Panthers. Big time first down and gain by the Panthers. 25 seconds on the clock, and they're going to spike it, stop the clock. 2nd and 10 in Eagles territory, folks. It's a nail biter. 8-7 on the scoreboard. The Eagles still are leading the way here on homecoming night. Francois determined to put some points on the board, and they're going to take their chances in the air. Once again, it's going to be a big-time pick. My goodness, folks. You talk about crunch time. The Eagles come up with a big-time stop. Interception by the Eagles, folks.
Let's hear it from number 7, Jamal Polycarp.
Jamal Polycarp, number 7, on the interception. Big-time stop for the defense. Getting out of this first half of play. My goodness, folks. That was a close one. 8-7 still on the scoreboard. When you thought the Panthers were on their way to score, big-time defensive play by number 7, Jamal Polycarp.
Oh, she done good. She done good. Thank you. You sure you got the right one where?
And remember, folks, as we go into halftime, scores from around the state. Stay tuned.
We're going to eat on the air conditioning side.
And Daquan Bailey-Brown with the run. Keep it on the ground. That's where the most success has been tonight for the Eagles. And, folks, that's going to be the half. 8-7. Here in Cumber Stadium, homecoming game tonight. Douglas Eagles host Dillard Panthers. On this beautiful Friday night under the lights, folks, it is game day, and we can't ask for anything better. Once again, the Twitter handle is active. At HSPN Sports, you can hit us up. Any type of shout-out, anything going on, you want to let us know. We'd love to hear from you. Watch HSPN Sports all over the place. Bleacher.com. Florida High School Football, FloridaHSFootball.com. HighSchoolFootballAmerica.com, taking it out to the West Coast, as well as locally, Florida Gridiron Preps. Making this thing go viral. Big shout out to those that made the broadcast possible tonight. Florida High School Football. City News Magazine. M&L Insurance. Remax and Vantage Realty. And Premier Networking Lines, P&A. Big shout out to those that made this broadcast possible tonight, as well as supporting the Keeping Dreams Alive Foundation. Just a quick shout out to the baseball team as well here at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas, folks. If you didn't know, now you know. The baseball team for the Eagles, the varsity team, are national champions. They will be presented with their rings tonight. Not just state champions, national champions. They'll be presented with their rings tonight. So big shout out to the baseball team and all their efforts. Got some scores coming your way, folks. Just give me 1 second. Marathon High School and Pinecrest. Pinecrest leads at the half 34-0. Sebastian River High School leads over Okeechobee High School 21-0 at the half. Glade Central High School, Glade Central Community High School, leads at the half 7-0 over Atlantic High School. Kings Academy leads over Coral Shores High School at the half 14-0.
Once again, our freshman class nominees. Ledesma. Jared Ramos.
More halftime scores for you. Western Wildcats
Milan Parody.
are beating the Everglades High School Gators 12-7 at half.
Freshman class.
Treasure Coast High School and Martin County High School. Treasure Coast up 14-7 at the half. Fort Pierce Westwood High School Panthers
Accompanied by number
take on Jupiter High School 20-16 at the half. Spanish River Community High School and Boca Raton Community High School. Boca leads over Spanish River, and it's still in the second quarter, 14-0, folks. Those are the halftime scores so far. Once again, more scores coming your way on the live broadcast as well as on the Twitter feed, and that's the handle right there you can see at HSPN Sports.
Sebastian Gonzalez.
At
Gianmarco
HSPN
Herrera.
Sports is the handle,
Gabriella Flying Hawk.
and we're going to get this camera.
And Megan
Once
Woodson.
again, folks, homecoming celebration
With the sophomore class nominees, please step forward.
for the Eagles, and we're glad to be here tonight. Once again, the baseball team, national champs, they'll be presented their rings
The 2016
tonight.
sophomore
Exciting
class
stuff going on. Once again, we thank you for joining us here on HSPNSports.com.
2016
We're going to take a quick break,
Princess.
bring back live action to you. Any updates we get, make sure we'll get back on the mic. Stay with us. We got another half a play. And with 20 seconds left here in halftime, we bring you back to live action here on HSPNSports.com. Ryan Stout bringing you all the action here tonight. 8-7 is the score. Coming into this second half of play, at HSPN Sports is the Twitter handle. Make sure you hit us up on Twitter. Any shout-outs, anything you got for us. Watch HSPN all over the place, nationally, regionally, locally, Bleacher.com. Florida High School Football, FloridaHSFootball.com. HighSchoolFootballAmerica.com. Taking us out west, and FloridaGridironPreps.com. Folks, it's a tight one here tonight. Here on homecoming night for the Eagles, a lot of halftime festivities. Got the chance to see the national champion baseball team for the Eagles get presented their rings tonight. So big shout out to the baseball team and all their accomplishments. We want to do a big shout out to those that made this broadcast possible tonight. Florida High School Football, City News Magazine, M&L Insurance, Remax and Vantage Realty, and Premier Networking Alliance, PNA. We thank you for your support of HSPN, as well as the Keeping Dreams Alive Foundation for putting this show on tonight here under the lights. Friday night, folks, you got to love it. Doesn't get much better than this in South Florida. Douglas received in the first half. They're back to kick it off here in the second half of play. Eagles, no doubt, had the momentum in the first half. Big-time interception. Snap, a punt snap over the head of the punter. 8-7 is the score here. And Dillard's band decided to show up here at halftime. Back to live action, folks. Panthers back to receive, and that's out of the back of the end zone. That's going to be a touchback. Bring the Panthers offense out to their own 20-yard line. The most success they've found all night is no doubt in the air. Francois at the quarterback position, number 12, leading the way at 6 foot, 185 pounds, the junior, using his abilities in the air. But it'd be all for none without a strong wide receiver core helping the junior quarterback out. Let's see if they made some changes here in halftime, folks. First possession for the Panthers in the second half of play. Francois in the shotgun position. Francois going to look down to the near side of the field and let it go here. Quick out, and that's going to be in and out of the hands of the intended wide receiver. Jones, number 13, is the intended wide receiver. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 10 from the Panthers' 20-yard line. Wide receivers flex to the inside. They're going to keep it on the ground this play. Running back's going to try and bounce it outside. A couple missed tackles, and what seemed to be a no-gainer has turned into a big-time run play by the Panthers. Going to bring them out to their own 40-yard line. First down. Chains are moving for the Panthers.
I had number 3 on the cover. Started on a 20, so 17, 8. Looked like he was dead.
Yeah, he was.
More than once.
Yeah.
First and 10 for the Panthers. It was a gain about 17. Trips to the near side of the field. Francois looking to the sideline, making some adjustments. First and 10. Francois is going to keep it on the ground to his running back. Another big-time play, big-time run for the Panthers. Finding some success here on the ground game. Gain about 8 for the Panthers.
3 and 33.
Not enough to move the chains. It's going to bring up 2nd and 1 for the Panthers. 4 wide receiver set. Francois. He's going to look to the near side of the field. Another quick out by the wide receiver, and just enough to space
21 out by 43.
to catch the edge. Big time reception by the Panthers. 21. George Golden, the intended wide receiver. First and 10 for the Panthers in Eagles territory from their own Douglas 42-yard line. Trips to the far side of the field. Francois looks at the single set, giving his wide receiver a chance, but it's going to throw it out of bounds. Great coverage by the Eagles.
Deep down the right side. Number 8, Clarence Burley. Tight coverage.
Going to bring up a 2nd and 10 for the Panthers in Douglas territory. 10:18 on the clock here in the second half of play, third quarter. 8-7, Eagles still up. Francois is going to motion his wide receiver from the far side of the field. He's going to look to the short side, crossing route incomplete for the Panthers. Going to bring up a 3rd down and 10 for the Panthers. Once again, 3rd and 10 for the Panthers on the Eagles' 43-yard line. 4 wide receiver set. Looks to be bunched to the far side of the field. Francois is going to be flushed out of the pocket. Look to the near side of the field. Going to give his wide receiver a chance just outside of the reach. That's going to be incomplete and bring up a 4th down for the Panthers. And not seeing any special teams take the field. Panthers are going to take their chances with the offense. 4th and 10, 4 wide receiver set. They're going to see what they can do with their abilities, probably in the air. Francois going to have time in the pocket. He's going to take his chances on the ground. And he's going to come up short of the 1st down. Quarterback keeper. Not the intended play, but the one that happened. And that's going to be a turnover on downs. Got a player from the Eagles down on the ground. They're going to take a quick break and make sure this player is okay. Once again, Twitter feed's active. At HSPN Sports is the handle.
He looks about 2 yards.
Yeah, that looks like it's
about 2 yards
it's
short.
about a half yard. Ain't 2 yards, it's a yard short. It's a yard short.
Is it? Yeah, that's what I meant. But it looks like the yard marker's on the 0.
I looked at this yard marker here. It looked like it was right in the middle, and it's not in the middle there. It's short.
Close.
It's short. It's definitely short. Wait,
And they brought out the sticks. That's going to be way short, about a yard and a half. That's going to bring up a turnover on downs for the Panthers. Bringing out the Eagles offense and that big old offensive line, folks. Tyler Goodman, the junior quarterback, leading the charge. For the Eagles, Riley Allison, Melvin Mattil are the running backs that are the workhorses tonight. And Eagles are going to keep it on the ground once again. Riley Allison, the workhorse tonight, is not going to be stopped by just one person. Coach and staff looking for the flag. Probably saying they're hitting them out of bounds. Not close enough to move the chains. Excuse me. That is a first down for the Eagles. Checking their spot. 1st and 10 from their own 44-yard line. The Eagles. In the I formation. 2 wide receivers flexed out to the far side of the field. Goodman looks to keep it on the ground once again to Riley Allison. Tough running back here tonight, folks. Not taking no for an answer. 2nd down. And about 4 to go for the Eagles. Nine minutes on the clock and counting here in the 3rd quarter of play. I formation for the Eagles. They're going to keep it on the ground once again, and a big hole, and a great running back. Riley Allison, big time run, going to move the chains way down the field into Panthers territory. Riley Allison is the man to stop tonight, folks. First and 10 for the Eagles in Panthers territory. 4 wide receivers set for the Eagles.
We're looking at 33 coming this way.
33 makes its way back into the backfield. And they're going to get it off to Daniel Crisatelli, and he's going to have a big-time run from the fullback position.
23.
Brought down by 23, Quan Williams.
And a quick score update. Vanguard High School in the 2nd quarter, 25 points over the 9 points, Lakewood High School. Miami Central Senior High School Rockets beating Miami Norland here in the 2nd quarter, 14-10. And Booker T. Washington and Hardy High School, or excuse me, it says Booker High School. I'm going to assume that's Booker T, but down 6-10 in the 2nd quarter to Hardy. Short game, if any. And that's going to be a stop at the line. 2nd down. Excuse me, 3rd down. And about 2 yards. Three running backs in the backfield. And they're going to give it to the tailback, and it's going to be a big-time stop by the Panthers. It's going to be a no-gainer, probably a loss on the play. Number 5, Riley Allison, the name you're familiar with. The running back on the play. Here we go, folks. Here's an update. Booker T. Washington High School, the Tornadoes, up 6 points, 12-6 over Miami Southridge Senior High School. Hudson High School is up 15 points, up 15-13 in the second quarter against Anclad High School. Jefferson High School and Jesuit High School, 19-16 Jesuit in the second quarter. Goodman in the shotgun position. Going to do the quick option.
Get there. Fight. He's got it. He's got it.
Trying to fight his way to the first down, folks, and they're going to blow the whistle. It's going to be a quick shuffle pass to number 33, Crisatelli, Daniel. They're going to spot the ball. We're going to see if they get the first down here.
Everything on the 25.
They're on the, like, 22-yard line.
Yeah, they were on the 25, though.
Yeah, no, they have it.
Yeah, they got it.
They have it.
Oh, boy. False start.
Oh, false start on
And looks to be a penalty flag on the field. The Whitecaps showing false start on the offense.
Now it's a 50-yarder, and then it's 4th and 7.
Ref's going to take his time to explain it. Coach May showing his frustration, trying to figure out what the heck's going on the field.
You got any local scores that he can, you got out there? Coral Springs, Fairville, nothing? Oh, nothing, read it. Well, what are you good for?
Nothing.
Huh? You getting really paid for this, and that's all you get, nothing? Yeah, he gets paid probably. I mean, he got nothing.
You guys get.
Well, they have, yeah, they're in no man's zone.
And once again, the penalty was against the Eagles. It's going to put him back after a fantastic play.
40% chance.
It's going to be a fourth down. And after a long break for the penalty, they're going to take a water break. Once again, we thank you for joining us tonight here on HSPN Sports. At HSPN Sports is the Twitter handle. Hit us up, shout-outs, scores, any type of updates. Watch HSPN all over the place. Bleacher.com, FloridaHighSchoolFootball.com, FloridaHSFootball.com, HighSchoolFootballAmerica.com, FloridaGridironPreps.com. Thank you for streaming tonight's game. Third quarter action here from Cumber Stadium on homecoming night for the Douglas Eagles. Score still 8-7. Eagles lead the way. All right, folks, back to live action here in the third quarter. 8-7, still the score. Finally getting things figured out here on the field. Fourth and about 8, maybe 7 for the Eagles, and they're going for it. Goodman in the shotgun position. He's going to take his chances in the air. He looks to the near side of the field. Wide receiver wide open, folks, and once again just outside the reach of the intended wide receiver. 88, Ty Litio is the intended wide receiver. That's going to be a turnover on down, folks, for the Eagles. Panthers take over. 1st and 10 on their own 30. And they're going to keep it on the ground this time. Number 21 is the running back for the Panthers, taking their chances on the ground. That's going to be a gain of about 2 for the Panthers. 2nd and 8. Francois in the shotgun position. He's going to look down the field. It's going to be a slip screen to the far side. In and out of the hands of the Eagle defender. Number 20 was Rodriguez. In and out of his hands, folks. Third and about 7 for the Panthers. 4 set wide receiver. Francois looks to the near side of the field. Quick slant. And it's going to be in and out of the hands. A little too low for Timothy. 81 for the Panthers. That's going to bring up a 4th down for the Panthers here in the third quarter of play. 4th and 8. 4:27 on the clock here in the third quarter. Daquan Bailey Brown, number 10. Back to field the punt. Snap is out. Punt is up. It's going to be a low one. End over end. Daquan's going to pick it up, take his chances. Try to use his athletic ability to bring it back around the field. But going to bring it up to the 41-yard line for the Eagles. 1st and 10. The junior quarterback makes his way out to the field, trying to get this offense that momentum they need to get back in the end zone. 8-7 is the score. First and 10 from their own 41. I formation for the Eagles offense. They're going to keep it on the ground. Riley Allison, once again, is the running back to watch tonight. Big time gain by Allison. It's going to be a gain of 8 for Allison.
I saw it. I'm going to call it. He needs a light on his helmet.
Three, 3, 3.
3:33 on the clock in the third quarter. 8-7 is the score. High formation once again for the Eagles.
24.
They're going to keep it on the ground. Mattil
Number 24, Melvin Mattil on the carry.
is the running back of choice for the play. Short gain. Just enough to move the sticks. That's going to bring up a first down.
Move the chains at first down for the Eagles.
First and 10 in Panthers territory.
First and 10 for the Panthers, 45-yard line.
I'm not sure what we got coming up here.
Eagles once again are going to keep it on the ground, and it's going to be stopped way short.
5 is
No gainer on the play.
55.
Riley Allison stopped in yards.
Riley Allison is the running back,
Second and 11.
and that's going to
Who's that?
they're going to lose a yard on that, folks. Second and 11 for the Eagles.
Stopped by number 51, Reginald Grant, and number 45, Lee Williams for the Panthers. Second and 11.
Second and 11. High formation once again for the Eagles.
Number 5.
They're going to keep it on the ground once again. Allison is the running back. He's going to push his way.
Jesus, look at this kid.
Just taking the whole pile with him, folks. He is the running back to watch tonight. Riley Allison, no doubt, going to be the player of this game, folks. Just carrying the pile of Panthers into their own territory. Looks to be from their own 20-yard line, 29-yard line, excuse me.
Number 33, Dave Clark for the Panthers. First and 10, Douglas from the 29-yard line.
At 35, Brandon Huff is the running back on the play.
On the carry, very short game.
Short gain.
7.
Gain of about 1 brings up second and 9.
That's going to bring up probably a gain of 1. Second and 9 here for the Eagles in Panthers territory. And from Panthers territory, Chris Atelli is the running back. A little misdirection.
Chris Atelli on the carry.
Short gain on the play.
I guess they don't notice that 33 because
Stretched it out to about the 25-yard line. That'll bring up third and 7.
Third and 7 for the Eagles.
they don't make this one over 4 unless they give you 2 yards.
Eagles still in Panthers territory. Still in the third quarter of play. Going to motion, quick toss to Allison, but there's going to be a penalty flag on the field. That's going to be a false start against the Eagles. Third down.
That brings up third and 11 after the penalty.
Third and 11 after the penalty. It looks like you're going to take a timeout. Once again, folks, Twitter feed is active at HSPN Sports is the handle. Oh, sorry, folks. That's going to be it. Fourth quarter. That will be the end of the third quarter. 8-7 still here in the second half of play. Eagles still leading. Don't forget, you can watch HSPN. You're watching it tonight. Who knows? Bleacher.com, FloridaHSFootball.com, FloridaGridironPreps.com, and HighSchoolFootballAmerica.com. Thank you for streaming tonight's game, putting a national spotlight on these student athletes. Want to recognize those that made this broadcast possible tonight. Florida High School Football, City News Magazine, M&L Insurance, Remax, and Vantage Realty. Premier Networking Alliance. Thank you for supporting tonight's broadcast, as well as the student athletes there on the field, folks. Fourth quarter of play here in Cumber Stadium. Homecoming night. It's a tight one. 8-7. Douglas still leads. In Panthers territory, Goodman drops back. He's going to look to the single set wide receiver. Way over his head. Goodman not having too much success in the air tonight. That's going to bring up a 4th and 11 for the Eagles. Not seeing special teams come out. Looks like Coach May is going to take a chance with his offense. Crowd getting excited, bands in it, cheerleaders are active. Folks, it's homecoming here in Cumber Stadium. Goodman in the shotgun position. 4 wide receivers set. He's looking down the middle of the field, trying to see what he can do with his legs. Wide open wide receiver in and out of the hands of Daquan Bailey Brown. That's going to be a turnover on downs for the Eagles. Panthers take over on their own 30-yard line here in the fourth quarter. 8-7 score. Trips to the near side of the field. Francois trying to find some success in the air. You're going to keep it on the ground this time. Ooh, big time move by the running back, and he's going to use his speed to make his way all the way down the field. Folks, big momentum swing here in the fourth quarter of play. Number 21 is the running back. No flag on the play, folks. That's going to bring up a touchdown for the Panthers. First time the Panthers lead the entire night.
The question is, they should go for 2. They're not. This is where they're not smart. They're not going for 2. They're up by 5. What's the difference? You're up 5 or 6? Yeah. That's where it's stupid. This would drive me nuts. I tell you, not know to go.
Whistles are blown, and they're going to call a timeout here. As they take a timeout, folks, we too will take a timeout here in the fourth quarter of play. Back to live action here from Cumber Stadium. Here in the fourth quarter of play. If you just tuned in with us, Panthers just took the lead for the first time tonight here in the fourth quarter.
81's down here.
And it looks like the Panthers are going for two right here. And take their chances in the back of the end zone. And the two-point conversion is good. Number 5, Jordan Wright, is the intended wide receiver, and it is completed. Folks, first time the Panthers have led tonight in the fourth quarter. It's taken them long enough, but big-time momentum swing here in the fourth after a turnover on downs for the Eagles.
35 to go, 15 to 8.
15 to 8 here in the fourth quarter. 11:35 on the clock and counting. Don't worry, folks, it's a one-possession game. Tonight's presentation, special shout-out to the Keeping Dreams Alive Foundation and all the supporting networks. You're watching HSPN Sports Friday night under the lights. Panthers back to kick. Number 10, Daquan Bailey-Brown, trying to use his athletic ability to get around. He's got the speed to do it, folks, and he's going to be brought down in Panthers territory. A big-time gain by the wide receiver.
Down by 23.
Using his athletic ability to make something happen here.
52 yards.
That's going to be 46-yard line, folks.
Move it back. I thought he had it. They moved it back. I thought he had it.
First and 10 from the Panthers' 46-yard line. Eagles offense takes the field. High formation. They're going to keep it on the ground to their running back, Riley Allison. No doubt an impact player for tonight's game and leading the charge on the offensive side of the ball.
45.
How many yards do you think Allison has? Riley? No idea.
Same guy in the butter. He's up high right now, though.
Eagles waiting on the play call. Second and a long 4. Goodman in the shotgun position. He's going to look to the near side of the field. Dish it out. I want to say that's probably his first completion of tonight. And there's going to be a flag on the play. That's going to be a first down for the Eagles and some.
It was an Eagles first down on the original play. Plus a personal foul penalty.
It's going to be a personal foul penalty on the Panthers and going to move the Eagles into great field position. In Panthers territory.
Clock's running. It's running. Who's asking? It's running here. I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, it delays sometimes.
Quarterback.
Goodman, quarterback keeper. And he's going to fumble the ball, folks.
Oh, my God.
My goodness. Not the time to cough it up. Quarterback keeper almost turned into something disastrous.
I saw that getting picked up in the air by somebody.
Yeah, that was that'd have been a 95-yard return is what that would have been. All right. Second and about 4.
Second and a long 4. Goodman in the shotgun position. Deep into Panthers territory. The Eagles look to the sideline.
That's the last time he carried the ball. Now he's gonna throw.
Goodman looks to the end zone. It's going to be way out of the reach of his wide receiver.
That was almost picked up.
Pass intended. Intended for number 88.
Now they got it. They make a decision.
It's going to be a 3rd and a long 4 once again.
Third and a long 4 for the Eagles.
In Panthers territory, 3 running backs in the backfield. And they're going to keep it on the ground. Allison is the running back. And it's going to be a big time stop by the Panthers. That's going to bring up a 4th down. And see what the call is. The offense still on the field.
Field goal doesn't do no good. Sure, no. He's got to score a touchdown again anyhow.
May not get down here again.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't do you any good. So you have to still score a touchdown.
Right, exactly.
Four-
Time in the quarter.
4th and 2.
47 in the game. 8:47.
8:47 on the clock. Panthers lead. Big time play by the Eagles. 3 running backs in the backfield. Probably one of the biggest offensive lines in the state.
He didn't get it.
They give it up to Allison. And from the looks of the defense,
Didn't get it.
that is a huge stop, folks.
First down the other way.
First down, turnover on downs. Panthers get the ball in their own territory. First and 10 in their own territory. Panthers are going to keep it on the ground. Running back going to try and extend the play near side of the field. It's going to be about a 4-yard gain.
99.
Brought down by number 99. Gain around 5.
Getting a little freezing.
2nd and 5 for the Panthers. They're going to keep it on the ground once again. And that's a big time stop by the Eagles.
22. 21 got stuffed by 22.
George Golden carrying for the Panthers. Stopped by number 22, Johannes Williams.
And it looks to have a player down right here.
Loss of 1.
Once again, Twitter feed is active, folks. Score updates, everything that's going on regionally, locally, nationally, at HSPN Sports is the handle. At HSPN Sports is the handle. Watch HSPN all over the place. Bleacher.com, Florida, HSFootball.com, FloridaGridironPreps.com, and HighSchoolFootballAmerica.com. Big shout out to the streaming partners for making this thing go viral tonight. Still a close one, folks. Don't give up on us yet. 8:15. Douglas trails by 7. 3rd down and a long 5. Big time defensive play here for the Eagles.
26 in the backfield.
Francois in the shotgun position. He's looking to use his arm to get it done, and it is caught in the far side of the field, and that's going to bring up a 1st down, folks.
Number 4.
Number 4
Number 7 got a right out.
is the receiver on the play, and that's going to move to chains, folks. Still in Panthers territory. It's going to bring up a 1st down. Panthers going to use their abilities up top again. Wide receiver's going to be wide open, folks, and he's going to trot his way to the end zone. Dillard Panthers are taking this game away here in the fourth quarter of play. What seemed to be a good night for the Eagles has suddenly turned. Here in the fourth quarter, score is 21-8. 6:40 to go on the clock. Field goes up. Field goes up and is good, folks. 22-8 is the score here in Cumber Stadium on this homecoming night here for the Douglas Eagles. Quick score update around the town. Spanish River in the fourth quarter against Boca Raton. Boca Raton up 31-6 over Spanish River. Glade Central Community High School Raiders up 14-7 in the fourth quarter over Atlantic High School. Calvary Christian Community School of Naples, the Seahawks, up 14-7 in the fourth quarter against Calvary Christian High School. Cardinal Gibbons High School, the Chiefs, up 33 points to 7 over Miami Jackson Senior High School. Panthers, Dillard set back to kick. And they kick it back to Daquan Bailey Brown. Number 10, the all-star here for Douglas. And we get a quick water break. And as they take a water break, going to get more of these scores to you folks. Palmetto Ridge High School up 22 points over Estero High School. Cooper City High School Cowboys up 21-12 over Hollywood Hills High School. Lely High School up 27 points over Dunbar High School, 27-17. Boyd Anderson Cobras in the third quarter of play, 26-0 against Blanche Ely. North Broward Prep Eagles, 28-14 over Key West. Archbishop McCarthy High School up 41-10 over Pembroke Pines Charter. And Miami Northwestern Senior High School up 41-0 over the Stallions of American Heritage. And that's going to be a defensive pass interference as you're watching the game as we get those scores up to date with you. 1st and 10 will now be it'll be a defensive pass interference. We'll get that yardage for you real quick. That'll be a first down and some, folks. 1st and 10, still in Eagles territory from their own 49-yard line. Goodman in the shotgun position. Looking to see what they can do in the air. Trailing big time.
What is that?
And probably a little miscommunication here. Matt Caby, the intended wide receiver. It's going to be incomplete. 2nd and 10.
He missed his point by 5 yards.
Once again, Goodman in the shotgun position. Wide receiver motions to the far side of the field. Looking to the far side of the field to the wide receiver. Going to be a quick hitch and a big-time stop by the Panthers. No gainer on the play.
88 down by 3. You gotta get 10 the ball. Here, third or some screen. Yeah. You gotta get 10 the ball. He hadn't had it a couple times this time, and both times he gets, took off. Too much time here, kids.
3rd and 8 for the Eagles. Motion to the near side of the field. Going to put him in trips. Goodman's going to roll out to the near side of the field. Looking down the field, see what he can do to wide receiver. It's going to be in his hands, but probably out of bounds. Matt Cabey, number 6, is the wide receiver.
Play here, kids.
It's going to bring up 4th and 8 for the Eagles. Trips to the near side of the field for the Eagles. This is a 4th down. Goodman.
Face mask.
It's going to be a big-time face mask. Oh, my goodness. My goodness. Big-time face mask.
It might not be first down. Is it 15?
And that's probably going to bring up a 1st down for the Eagles.
Usually if I use I mean, that's like
And some more score updates. American Heritage Plantation, 48. Coconut Creek, 6. That's going to be a final.
first down. It is.
And the Benjamin School, the final score, 49-6 over Florida Christian School. That's going to bring up 1st down here for the Eagles in Panthers territory, folks.
He was pretty determined to get that sack, I guess.
Yeah. Said I finally got my hands on him.
Trips to the near side of the field.
I'm going to get him again.
Goodman's going to air it out to the right side and just in and out of the hands of the intended wide receiver.
Do I have to sign for him?
No, but your name is here if you want to take it.
Hello. It's time.
I don't want no money. Keep it.
I don't get paid. Not on staff. I got my
5:05 on the clock here in the 4th quarter.
We're hamburger and Gatorade. That's all we need.
Hello, Colton.
Hey, mate.
Goodman in the shotgun position. Seeing what he can do down the field. It's going to be a quick screen to the far side of the field. And a big-time opening for the running back, Riley Allison. The name we've been talking about all night is going to be a big-time 1st down. Just under 5 minutes on the clock here in the 4th quarter. Crunch time here for the Eagles if they plan on taking the lead.
There was no lead for it. It wasn't like you were running and didn't get away.
22-8 is the score. Trips in the near side. Goodman looks to the trip side. Big time pressure and big time sack by the Panthers.
Panthers defense manages to sack
26.
loss of about 8, 2nd and 18 for the Eagles.
402.
4:02 on the clock and counting. 22-8 is the score here in the fourth quarter of play. Eagles in Panthers territory. Second down and a long way to go. Probably second, 18, 19, maybe 20, who knows. Long ways to go for the Eagles here in Panthers territory. Goodman in the shotgun position. Trips to the near side of the field. He's going to feel the pressure once again and going to be swarmed in the backfield. Pressure may be too much for the Eagles side. Going to bring up a third down and forever for the Eagles.
Brings up third and more than 20 for the Eagles.
3:15 on the clock. Third and more than 20. 4 wide receivers set. Goodman drops back. He's going to look to the near side of the field, and he's going to air it out to 2 wide receivers just outside of the hands of the defensive back.
I can't see him yet either. Number 3 was on the coverage.
That's going to bring up a fourth down and a long way to go for the Eagles. Coach May, what do you call it? Fourth in forever.
4 guys up top.
4 wide receivers set to the top of the field. You can only imagine where they're going. Goodman is going to let it loose deep down the field. Just going to take a chance, and it looks like it's going to be intercepted in the end zone, and we got some flags on the field. 22-8 is the score. 2:38 on the clock. I don't know, folks. Here on this homecoming night here in Cumber Stadium, the Eagles are in a pretty bad position. That's going to be a personal foul call against the Eagles after the catch. And that's going to put the Panthers in great field position from their own 35-yard line. First and 10 from the Panthers 35. 2:38 still on the clock. Panthers still on the prowl. You're going to take their chances on the ground. Running back. Going to stretch the play around the far side of the field. And it's going to be a big-time gain on the play. First down for the Panthers. First and 10 from the Panthers' 45-yard line. 22-8 still the score.
Pass.
It's going to be a pass. Dillard's going to take their chances down the field. It's going to be incomplete. Two minutes on the clock here in this fourth quarter of play. Homecoming night here for the Eagles. And probably one they won't be celebrating tonight, on Friday night. No worries, though. They got their dance tomorrow night, Saturday. So 22-8 still on the scoreboard. 2 minutes on the clock. Panthers in their own territory.
Quarterback got it.
And quarterback is going to take it by himself.
22.
And looks to be a no gain on the play. They're going to take a timeout here. And at this time, we're going to recognize those that made this broadcast possible tonight. Celebrate Florida High School football. City News Magazine.
Yeah, you already had water.
M&L Insurance.
Yeah, I think Doug is talking about
Remax and Vantage Realty. P&A, Premier Networking Alliance. We thank you for your support of the Keeping Dreams Alive Foundation and the student athletes that are involved in putting this broadcast on tonight. Here on HSPNsports.com, we thank you for joining us here from all over the nation, the region, and local as well. Putting a national spotlight on these student athletes. It's a great thing for them. Ryan Stout bringing you the action. Glad we could be here tonight under the lights. Still going to make our way over to Buffalo Wild Wings just in case anybody wants to show up for the Eagles. I know Dillard, quite the stretch for driving, but we're going to make our way over there in support of the Eagles. Still time left on the clock, just under 2 minutes. The Panthers are going to take their chances in the air once again, and it looks like they're not yet satisfied with the score. Fourth and 9 for the Panthers.
And they're still good. They don't have the punter in.
And no special teams taking the field. Dillard
I have no clue.
is going to go for it.
You have to get a touchdown when maybe
Fourth
they
and
got
9.
20 that they got to win by 20.
Yeah. Are they not covering the spread yet or something?
And they're going to keep it in the air. Penalty flags on the field.
On us, I mean against Dillard. Yeah.
Penalty flags on the play.
That's what it is. He's got money and there's got to be a
Fourth and about 14 for the Panthers.
I don't get this at all.
And they're going for it.
He's gonna throw an interception. He's got the man on the
They're bringing the house on Douglas' side. Quarterback's got time, and boom, he is swallowed up, folks. Turnover on downs for the Panthers. Eagles offense will take the field once again.
number 16.
1:48 on the clock and counting.
Could have ran the clock out. Big 40.
140.
Could have ran the fucking
Excuse me, 1:40 on the clock.
dumb fucking understand. I don't understand. I mean, game's over. They could get a touchdown here, and I'll take they get numbers.
Motion to the near side of the field, or excuse me, far side of the field. It's going to be a quick option. Riley Allison, the running back that you've heard all night. 16-yard gain for the running back into Panther territory. That's going to bring up a first down.
Clock is running, boys. Clock is running.
133 on the clock and counting.
The sticks and the clock's gonna go. There you go. Clock's going. They're playing.
5 out.
Allison going to trot off the field. Look to may have a cramp or two. Eagles offense still looking to put some points on the board. Haven't given up yet. Goodman in the shotgun position. And it looks to be a screen, folks. And it's going to get some decent yardage on the play. Going to bring up a second and about 4 for the Eagles. Four wide receiver set. Goodman back to pass. Looks to the far side of the field. Fakes the cameraman out. And you're going to keep it on the ground.
Ball game there. That was a ball game.
Play broken up in the backfield. Quarterback Tyler Goodman managed to get out of bounds.
Goodman
Got sacked.
gets out of bounds. He's going to stop the clock. It's going to bring up a third down.
24 seconds.
4 for the Eagles.
24 seconds left in the game.
You just gotta be like, these Dillard kids, they're really something.
Timeout, Dillard.
Dillard winner.
And Panthers are going to take a timeout.
Excuse me, there's no wides allowed.
Still 24 seconds on the clock. Once again, want to thank all those on Twitter tonight at HSPN Sports for tuning in, checking out the score updates, everything on the back end. Thank you for tuning in tonight, as well as our streaming partners, making this thing go viral every week, and we're excited for the weeks to come. Bleacher.com, Florida High School Football, FloridaHSFootball.com, HighSchoolFootballAmerica.com, and FloridaGridironPreps.com. Thank you for streaming this game tonight. 24 seconds still on the clock. Third down and a long 4. Goodman back to pass. He's going to make it quick down the middle of the field.
Oh, way late.
And there's going to be a penalty flag on the field.
15 yards.
Pass was intended for number 33, Daniel Crisatelli. Hit way after the play. Going to be a personal foul against the defense.
Yeah, somebody hunting that kid?
Holy gosh.
And that's going to bring up a first down for the Eagles.
First and goal, Eagles.
First and goal.
That was just. Is that the same
Oh
kid
my
with the face
gosh,
mask?
that's about the latest hit I've ever seen. 21 seconds.
21 seconds on the clock. Goodman looks to the back of the end zone.
He was there too.
And it's going to be batted down.
88.
Pass intended for Tyler Etio. Incomplete.
16.
16 seconds remaining in the game.
16 seconds on the clock. 22-8 is the score.
No, but thank you very much.
For wide receiver set. First and goal. Goodman's feeling the pressure. He's going to use his legs.
He don't got no timeouts, that's it.
And they're going to bring him down, folks.
He ain't got no timeouts.
No timeouts left for the Eagles.
Just running 3, 2, 1, 0.
Clock's running. Folks, we're going to call it here tonight in the fourth quarter. We thank you for joining us tonight here on HSPNSports.com for this homecoming feature for the Douglas Eagles.
Again, please.
Cumber Stadium, we thank you. Marjorie Stoneman Douglas, we thank you for bringing us in tonight here on HSPN Sports. Folks, we're bringing action to you every single week. Make sure you stay tuned with us at HSPN Sports. Once again, is the Twitter feed. You know where to find us. Once again, we thank all those that made this broadcast possible tonight. Florida High School Football, City News Magazine, M&L Insurance, Remax, and Vantage Realty, and Premier Networking Alliance. We thank you for your support and the support of the Keeping Dreams Alive Foundation. Folks, Ryan Stout bringing you the action here on HSPNSports.com. We thank you for joining us tonight. Hope to see you next week. signing off here from Cumber Stadium. Good night.